Hey, welcome to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I am really hyped up to show you one of the most gold-darndest games. I've only practiced this opening 20 times. Now, let me make it perfectly clear. Sirs, I mean no disrespect to either one of you for this incredible game. We are all very grateful you two played this game together. Unfortunately, one of you had to lose. It is chess, right? Unless you drew and you didn't. And I also mean no disrespect whatsoever if I mispronounce the white player's name. I've written it out so that you can see who it is. Ying Chuan. I apologize if I have mispronounced your name. You, sir, played one hell of a powerful tactical game, and we're grateful because I want to show off your tactics. Peter Svindler is one of the top chess players in the world. This loss does not detract from him knowing how to play chess. I tell you. You guys think you have a tough last name? In 4th grade, I'm going to tell a story on myself real quick and then I'll get into this game. In 4th grade, the teacher was passing back papers that we had done, some kind of a coloring assignment or whatever. And, you know, she was calling the names out. Sally Thompson, John Fredrickson, Carrie Schitz. And I had forgot the R in my last name. So my name is Shirts with an R, right? I was so embarrassed, I broke out crying. I couldn't help it. And she thought I did it deliberately. So she sent me to the principal's office. and he was very kind and he understood what had happened. You know, it was not a crisis. But to this day, I still hear about it every now and then. There's a few people around town after all these years that was in that class at that moment. And so when they see me, they go, "Hey, Shitzy, how you doing?" Oh, fun memories, you know. What turned out to be a disaster in 4th grade is really a great joke nowadays. So, okay, enough blabbing. Let's get on with this fantastically tactical rich game I want to show you. I have put dots on some of the pieces and pawns because I want to show the emphasis of the various tactics, the strategies, etc. Hopefully this will help. This is a new technique I'm trying that I haven't done before in my videos. I hope this helps. What makes this game so beautiful? This is chess, and the way these gentlemen played this game is so fabulous because what we are about to see is a slugfest. Fireworks for the fight for the center of the board. Aaron Nimzovich sat up in his grave and proposed a toast to these two fabulous chess players for playing chess correctly, fighting for the center, developing all of their pieces, and the tactics are pure nitroglycerin. They are some of the best I have ever seen. Shut up and play the game, dude. Okay. Be patient with me. Be patient with me. I'm an old man, you know? So, we are now in the fight for the center. And it couldn't be more beautiful. This bishop is going to play a key role in this game. He comes out to c5. And wait a minute. Did I already? Sorry. Hold on. Don't get excited yet. He brought out his knight to f6. Yes. And then he went to e5. There we go. And he goes to d5. So the knights are influencing the center. The knight and the bishop is influencing the center. And so each player proceeds to press the pawn to challenge the pieces fighting for the center. This is really good chess. Now, instead of retreating, now actually this, that's not necessary. I mean, it is a retreat, but it's not stopping the influence of the center. We've seen games where the players do this, perfectly legitimate. This starts to get a little bit passive. This, there's almost no point to it. So he bumps up to b5, remaining useful. True, he gave up the center on this pawn. I understand that, but now he's pressuring the knight who's supporting. And notice the doubled up pawn on the queen file, and it's not blockaded yet. So these could become ramrods. Yes. So that's not necessarily a weakness as such. If you can blockade a double pawn just like an isolated pawn, then you can force it to be a weakness because you have targets. At this point in the game, those aren't weaknesses. So by him pushing here, he's still indirectly attacking the center. Isn't that interesting? Because, of course, the tactic pinned the knight to the king. Now this knight can't move. When you get a pinned piece, attack it. It will fall. That's one of the most beautiful tactics. And we see this kind of bishop move all the time. There are reasons, as I've explained. This is very good stuff. Well, the bishop moved out, pinned the knight, a very good tactic. The knight moved away. Again, total center and now hitting into territory here. We've got a potential knight fork. So you want to keep your eye on those knights. They can be tricky. In this game, they are astonishing. Very wonderful. Knight takes the d4, eliminating one of the, eliminating one of the central pawns. Boy, that's what I get for playing with old-fashioned chess, right? I drop pieces all the time. You know, the klutz is in session. Here we go. Now, the black brings another piece out, hitting the center. Fabulous. White brings another piece out, defending the center. This is great chess, you guys. I'm telling you what. And let's see. Bishop c5, bishop e3, and then he castles. He castles, and this rook's going to play an interesting role in this game. That's why I wanted to dot it. Now, rather than, we typically see a bishop take this knight, but this knight was pinned. Now that black has castled, the pin is gone, so now is a good time to attack the piece. You notice he came to here to attack the pinned piece. The pin is gone, so now is time to take the piece. And you say, well, yeah, but, I mean, he is going to be taken. That is true. He is going to be taken, but look at the other move that the bishop has. Oh, no. The bishop took c5 here, hitting that rook and this pawn. And so the knight takes the c5. Notice how the doubled pawns are gone from the queen file, but now they appear in the queen bishop file. And this time, his own piece is blocking his pawns. Not for long, though, because the bishop does want to take that pawn. So the doubled pawns didn't necessarily play much of a role, but the fight for the center is constantly evolving through this game, and now he's putting the question to the rook. So, of course, the rook, who plays an interesting role in this game, goes to b8, right? Now, more beautiful chess. When you see that board, you go, well, all right, we're working on getting the pieces out. We're working on securing the center. Both players are not giving an inch on this. What do? Bluey! Take out the center pawn, by golly. Put that little wench right up there in the center. Hey, wench is a Shakespearean, right? You know, that's the way it works. Beautiful center power, challenging the queen, challenging the knight, hitting an f7 potential square, although it is guarded. I understand that, yes. At this point, it is. That is just phenomenal chess. And black properly says, no, not yet. No, I want my queen in this game. Yep. Yep, that makes beautiful sense. And now white says, okay then. In that case, let's both get our kings tucked away. Always a good idea to castle. Truly. Earlier the better. Now, black has targets. Yes. Target consciousness, Jeremy Silman says, you want to have a target consciousness. Black has targets. So he goes for them. Blam! Take out the b2 pawn. The knight, of course, is going to develop. Now that doesn't prevent yet black from going to c2. But black's got other ideas. Instead of monkeying around here with 5 or 6 moves on just one piece, look at what black is doing. Bring out your bishop, hit the long diagonal on the rook. I mean, come on. Total development, which is going to give you a better chance for superb tactics and, interestingly, perhaps just a coincidence, we see fantastic tactics because there's more pieces out. Might be a correlation there. Yeah, I'm just saying. So, of course, the rook has to move now. It bumps over here to c1 to guard the c2 pawn, right? I want you to just observe, this is one reason I wanted to put dots on. Look where all the white dots are, right? This is really a key. This is fun stuff. Oh, this is fun stuff. Oh, this is fun stuff. Okay. I've said it before. Here we go again. No joke. Pretty much every game. What does What does black have? He has an attack on a queen in an open file. Imagine that, right? Very good, very good. Now, the queen comes to a very useful square because hitting this f7 on the king side. Okay? She's still got wonderful central influence. She is maintaining contact with the bishop. She is coming over here, supporting the knight. That is an awesome square to drop the queen. Queen now, what does she do? Attack the center. Fabulous. Aaron Nimzovich is grinning in his grave, right? Still fighting for the center. Look at all of the dotted pieces. This is how chess should be played. And we're not done. Bishop d5. Watch. Hitting the f7. Hitting the f7. Now black has to go, okay, wait a minute. That's a pretty good fork here. Is there a solution? Yes, there is. The queen is a powerful piece, whether defending or attacking. So let's challenge the queens. Maybe now is the time to take these queens off the board because the attack with the potential open files here, this coordination of white pieces could be pretty strong. So you see how by looking at the board again, I'm never going to tire of this theme because it's such a cool discovery for me personally. And so I share it. Most of you already know this, but it's fun to reiterate it. The nature of the board open files, open rows. The placement of the pieces, it makes sense that black now wants to get the queens off the board, doesn't it? Because an attack could get very, very swift and very, very strong here. So get the queen off the board. The material is basically even. The position is basically even. The development is basically even. So this is a real tough call. It's a real tough fight. And notice the attack is in a coordination from the center. Good stuff. Now, here is the tactic, however. Now that I've pointed out to you the board, what's the real tactic White is doing? It is absolutely devastating because White moving here, coordinating an attack, forces the black queen to the side. And what is the tactic of the bishop for real? I'll show you in just a couple moves. White kept the queens on the board. Very fortunate. So, black then says, all right, hold on. Hold on. He still has good center influence, but we have to have more than one over here. Better take care of my king, yes? And now, of course, it eliminates the attack on f7 because you take the knight and the pawn can respond. But here is the tactic. And I can't help it. I played through this game several times, and I know I'm missing a lot of analysis. This game can be really well analyzed with computers, I am more than sure. I like doing it by myself because it helps ingrain the ideas and the patterns in my own mind, right? Here's the tactic. Kabloo! Look at that position. He puts the rook in jail. Wow! Have you ever seen a grandmaster have one of his pieces in jail like that? And it significantly alters the game. That is a heck of a tactic. What a great bishop fork. However, it was against a piece and a square. Fantastic. This is really amazing. So, because he has brought out all his pieces, we have a great battle coming up because the knight now moves into action so that the rook can take this c-pawn with the knight support. Yes, you're going to lose a knight, maybe, I don't know, it depends. But we got to get this guy out of jail, right? So that's why now the knight is bumping into this. It makes perfect sense. Well, rook on a file. We've seen this theme before. But queen in front of a rook on a file, and now the tactic is a back rank checkmate possibility. See, he has one rook, not two. By imprisoning a rook, it really does change the nature of how black can play, and it changes the nature of how white does play. White has the initiative here. Go for broke, baby. Put the pedal to the metal. We're hot dogging it now. The back rank checkmate, now that the knight has moved, the back rank checkmate opens up. Queen, rook takes queen, rook takes rook, checkmate. Against Zwindler, everyone, grandmasters, intermediates, us peons. Everyone gets threatened with back rank checkmates, and you have to keep your eye out on it. That is a superb tactic. And he knows it. So he gives him an escape square. He recognized, yikes, here it comes. So the knight says, okay, hang on. You know, you're gonna use your knight. Right, great idea. I'm gonna use my knight, hit the queen and the pawn. Nice little knight fork. Not too deadly, but that is a tactic that you want to keep your eyes on the knights, because they are tricky little beasts. Yeah. They are tricky little beasts. You gotta watch these guys. He is supporting the knight. He's got to move, and so it makes sense. For we beginners, it makes sense that rather than just moving out of danger, let's keep in contact with the piece, but move into safety. Okay. His move makes sense where he moved. Where do you move your piece when it's in danger? This kind of helps us see a good illustration of, yes, the queen isn't as effective, because that is, what is this? That is a centralized attack from the center. It's always, the whole game has been from the center. That is superbo chess. Yeah, this is the stuff. This is the kind of game that keeps us coming back for more. Yes, this is fabulous. Before you attack, isn't it helpful to get all your pieces in the attack? They're both developed, right? But get all your pieces in the attack. Sure, you've imprisoned this poor rook. Have you ever seen a position like this? In the meantime, you can mobilize your forces. And really, you get two rooks in an attack. It really is helpful to have two rooks in the defense, and black doesn't have it because of this phenomenal bishop fork tactic. This is great chess, man. This is great chess. Okay, so you can't let your knight hang. That's dumb chess. I do it all the time, you know. But your queen really can't babysit that knight. So does that not make sense? And yet it doesn't help. It's a weak move. Unfortunately for Svindler, the idea is there, right? Support your knight so that I can get my queen up here, because we're still talking back rank threat checkmates, and if nothing else, we're talking a back rank attack that's going to expose the king, and you've got a really wicked powerful bishop here. And there are very few pawns blocking the center on the white diagonals. This is a white escape square, the white squared bishop. Whoa. That's key player right there, so really the queen has to come off that edge, so support the knight. His move makes sense, in other words, right? And this is what I love about chess, is play through a game several times, and my advice is you play through this game several times. This is a sensational game. From the center, you go to the attack. Here we go. Queen, rook, that's a powerful move. Really, truly. So you're flushing the king out. And now for the second act of the attack, because of tactics, guess what? Not only did the bishop get the square he wanted, he ended up getting the f7 point he wanted also. A little patience, right? Oh, that's Black is now saying, son of a gun, this guy is playing chess. Well, you can see why this attack is so good. remember, there's always a chance to dominate your opponent's 8th rank, and that is not what black wants white to do. But now look at what threatened. Yai. Yai, yai, yai. Bump the king back, and then you've got the... So this, man, this is tough. This is tough for black. Well, he does the best he can with just one rook, and he says, okay, I have to cover that square. You can now see why black needed to push this pawn, because now his queen is needed in this game, right? What this does is, it prevents checkmate at this point, covering this square. And the knight, no. Oh, no. King h7. Bishop takes f7. Rook d6. Now for the most spectacular tactic in the entire game. Look at that knight fork. That is pure gold. Hitting the queen, hitting the knight, hitting the rook, hitting the king cover. Oh, that is just breathtaking knight fork, right? Right, hit him right in the center, man. That is beautiful. Well, now with a fork like that, you would think, well, resign, man. You can't do this. Hold on. Wait. You always want to double and triple check things before you resign. He's not close to resigning yet. Look at what he's got. He's got check, supported by the bishop. He's got check to the king. Now, of course, the king simply moves out of check, but, watch. Blam! One move away from a back rank checkmate. And you go, wait a minute, weren't we just seeing white threatening a back? Yes. And now we see Zwindler putting on his own attack show. You go, wow, that is just, talk about fascinating. Notice where all of the pieces with dots are. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Now, white says, well, I need a forcing move. So go ahead and play it out. Go ahead and play it out. Do proceed to go check. You can't bump the king to here because you've got mate. Nobody can intervene. All the black attack is down here. So this is kind of a tough issue. So the king has to take the bishop. Man, I hope I put that queen back in the right spot. If not, sorry. And now, the great tactic of forking everything here with the knight pays huge dividends. Because now you have time to go check. The king must move. And realistically, with the firepower, he's not going to keep coming out here with the pawn. So I'm just, he resigned. So I'm playing out the possibility. I would think he would bump back behind the pawns myself, and then you have the chance to take the rook. Right, and now it's curtains. Truly, I mean, there's really not a whole lot else you can possibly do. You could come to here and make sure your knight doesn't get taken, but I don't see a lot of options for black at this point. I mean, you've got, check to the king. You get to ask the question, do I dare push the pawn to block the check? Not with the rook and the queen on open files, because then you stick yourself behind. And yet, coming down here has just got to be uncomfortable. So really, truly, Svindler, if I'm understanding the comments right, is one of the world's top chess players. So my suspicion is a weaker player, Jing Xuan, no offense, sir, but a weaker player, played some of the most spectacular fireworks tactics, and he beat a stronger player. So there's the encouragement for us with tactics, right? Well, thanks for watching this video. I was really excited when I found this game to show this game for tactics. So be good, have fun, have a great day, have a good night. Be happy, do well, make lots of money, and then share it. Easier said than done, right? Anyway, I have much more to share with you, so I will be back with another video here just in a little while. In the meantime, get ready to grab some more popcorn.